What's your YouTube? Day Heaven Zephyr Wargames, bringing you, as you can see, our fourth, I believe, legendary decks, and this time it is legendary hero decks, and we get Phantom Knights, Heroes, and of course Nordics. There was a lot of speculation leading up to the introduction of this box that we could possibly get either a Cherubini or we could get Needlefire, but unfortunately that is not the case. However, we have received some very nice monsters or support for decks that really take them to the next level and bring them into the Link forefront. So before we open up, I'll quickly show you the artwork. We've got the new Hero Link monster there. Obviously we've got 4 of the Nordics there. Quite a stand on that one. Of course, we then have Odin and we have Breaksword. So on the back, you can see the brand new monsters from each of the decks. And then, of course, your 5 Ultras or your 5 cards are already in there. So straight away, you can see you've got the new hero card. You've got Disc Commander, which has recently come off the ban list. You've then got Ascension Dragon, which is really cool because that is, of course, a prize card. And then, of course, you've got Coral Dragon over there, a Dark Hole reprint because, you know, never have enough Dark Holes. Twin Twister reprint, Phantom Knight Breaksword reprint, and then more new cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to crack into this beauty here. I definitely recommend everyone to pick one of these up because it gives you fun decks to play, and these decks are both powerful, new kind of angles on each of the decks, and still very useful. And don't worry, we will be bringing you budget versions that you can build with these decks if you buy 3 of these, however you want to do it. So we'll show you exactly what each deck can do, especially kept on a budget. So we'll go left to right of exactly what you get, and we start off with the hero deck. So the hero deck itself, after I've opened it up, brightened it up a little bit for you, we start off with Extra Hero Dread Decimator. Now the artwork looks better than the actual card itself. So it's 2+ hero monsters. This card also, any hero monster it points to, gain 100 attack for each hero monster with different names in your graveyard. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So his effect could have been better, like more busted, something that just brings heroes like to the top, well, not even to the top, just makes them more playable than they are. Now speculation, I haven't looked at the full list on this, but there was speculation of other prints in here, and there is speculation that this doesn't have some of the reprints that you might have expected to have, but regardless. So you've got your Extra Hero, then of course you've got a Destiny Hero Malicious in Ultra, so that's a nice print for everyone to get. Disc Hero, Destiny Hero Disc Commander in Ultra as well, which is really nice. And of course it's got the new errata, cannot be special summoned from the graveyard the turn it was sent to the graveyard. If this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you draw 2 cards. Only use the effective Disc Commander once per duel. Then you've got an Ultra Destiny draw and an Ultra Extra Hero Wonder Driver. Now this is a little bit better in my opinion than the Link 3. So it's 2 hero monsters. If the hero monster is normal or special summoned to a zone this card points to, target 1 poly spell card, 1 fusion spell card, or 1 change quick play spell card in your graveyard. Set that target. You can only activate this effect of Extra Hero Wonder Driver once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this card in your possession is destroyed by the opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 hero monster from your hand. So he's better. It should have been the hero's version of Isolde and had pointing down, not up, pointing both left down and right down rather than up and down in my opinion. But it's still a nice card to get. And then of course you've got all the reprints. You've got your Dogma, you've got your Plasma, you've got your Dreadmaster, you've got another Malicious, which again, I don't know why. Celestial, which is another nice reprint. Diamond Dude, Dread Servant, Dark Angel, Dynatag, Drill Dark, another Drill Dark, Decider, Dreamer, D-Cubed, 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 Shadow Mist reprint, which is really nice because I think they only had 1 print in the structure deck. Blaze Man, another Destiny draw, Over Destiny, Clock Tower Prison, Dark City, Mars Change, Polymerization, Monster Reborn. If you haven't got one of them already, you do now. Magical Stone Excavation, Terraforming. If they put 3 Terraformings in, that would have been quite funny. Feather of the Phoenix, Destiny Signal, D-Time, Eternal Dread, D-Fusion, Destiny Hero Dragoon, Destiny Hero Dystopia, Dustopia and Dystopia. 2 of those. Dangerous. Dark Law reprint, Anki reprint. Something's missing. What's that card that everyone really wanted off the ban list and only just came off the ban list that they should have reprinted in here? It begins with a... that's it, Stratos. Why the hell is Stratos not in this deck? absolute ludicrous. It should have been in this deck. There's no reason why Stratos shouldn't be in this deck. And there's no reason why... my brain's gone dead. There's no reason why the other hero shouldn't be in here as well. I've got the hero deck. What's the one that dumps to grave? Brain has gone numb. Vion. Why isn't Vision Hero Vion in this deck as well? Anyway, we'll move on to the next one. So, out of like 5, I'd probably rate this a 3 because I feel that the right reprints weren't in there. Especially with Stratos being able to search out other hero monsters, it was a no-brainer that should have been in that deck and really, really would have helped the deck. Especially with Malicious being 2 cards in there as well, I think Vion would have been just as important. So it makes no sense to me why Vion and Stratos aren't in that. Anyway, on to the Nordics. Gallivey of the Nordic Ascension. 1 level 5 or lower Nordic monster. If this card is link summoned, you can banish up to 3 cards from your hand and or field. And if you do, special summon that many Nordic monsters from your deck in Defense Vision. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters except Aether monsters, nor normal summon or set any monsters. You can only use the effect of Gallivey, the North Ascension, once per turn. While this card points to an Aether monster, your opponent cannot target that monster with card effects. Also, monsters your opponent controls cannot target this card for attacks. This card is really, really good for Nordics. It helps get you into your Loki, your Thor, and your Odin very, very easily. There is a very nice combo that plays this off. Obviously, it does have a very, very high cost, and if it does get ashed, you are in a little bit of trouble, but it's still a very, very powerful card. Nordic Beast. Now, this one's an interesting reprint, but, you know, that's always good. Dark Holes and Ultra, I think that's a waste. Of course, Ascension Sky Dragon. Finally, we get this card as a monster that we can play. If this card is synchro summoned, it gains 800 attack for each card currently in your hand. When this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, if all monsters that were used for the synchro summon of this card are in your graveyard, you can special summon all of them, but their effects are negated. You can only use the effect of Ascension Sky Dragon once per turn. Cobra Dragon, that's another nice reprint. And then, of course, we've got the Nordic Beast on that one there. Another one, got 2 of those. Garmor, 2 of those. Goldfax, 2 of those. This is the important one, I believe. After you normal summon this card, you can normal summon 1 Nordic monster from your... during your main phase this turn, in addition to your normal summoner set, only gain this effect once per turn. If this face-up card on the field is sent to the graveyard, target 1 Nordic relic in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So this is really, really important card. So is this one as well. Now, I hadn't played Nordics beforehand, so it's very nice to kind of see these come together. This one's very important as well because they're all tuners. Valkyrie, Vandis, Cheer, the Nordic Lights, Nordic Relic, 2 of those. March Towards Ragnarok, Forbidden Chalice, Forbidden Lance, Forbidden Dress, Monster Reborn. Wow, so if Monster Reborn's in the PK one, you're going to get 3 Monster Reborns. Hey True Nade! MST. I love how they got Hey True Nade next to MST. Fenrir, 2 of those. Nordic Relics, 2 of those. 2 Leviathans, 2 Gunnirs, 1 Melineo, don't know. Solemn Authority, and then of course you've got your extra deck, which you've got 1 Thor, 1 Loki, 1 Odin, 1 Leo. That's a nice reprint. We finally have the official release of the Beelzeus of the Diabolical Dragon. So now this is legal in the European TCG. So it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. Other monsters you control cannot attack. Once per turn, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls. Any battle damage your opponent takes from attacks involving this card this turn is halved. Also change that monster's attack to 0, and if you do, gain life points equal to its original attack. So it's a nice little bump up on the original builds, which also has a reprint, and of course Scrap Dragon. I'm more excited for me personally of the Nordic deck because I haven't played Nordics. And I like the combos and the way that they kind of play. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how this one kind of unfolds. And then finally, moving on to the Phantom Knights. Now, straight away, before I get out of the packet, the artwork on this is stunning. Looks really, really nice. I think we should have got Cherubini. Like, we've been waiting long enough to get blimmin' Cherubini. Or just one of the decent Link monsters. And this would have been a perfect opportunity for them to give it to us. But then again, if they're not going to put Stratos in a hero reprint deck, then, you know, where are they going to put stuff like that? Absolute shame on the Stratos. So if I'm going to rate the Nordic one, I'll definitely put it above the Hero suit. In my opinion, it's definitely a 4 out of 5 because of the amount of reprints and stuff you get. Anyway, now on to the Phantom Knights. The Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardish, I believe it is. I can't do it, but you know. 2 Dark Monsters, so it's nice and generic. During your main phase, you can send 1 Phantom Knight monster from your deck to the graveyard, then set 1 Phantom Knight spell or track directly from your deck to your spell and track card zone. If a Dark Monster XYZ is special summoned to a zone this card points to, while that monster is on the field, except during the damage step, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Phantom Knights once per turn, and it cannot be used as link material. I'll be surprised if you want to use this as link material. I think it's incredibly powerful and looks awesome. Twin Twisters, very, very cool. Phantom Knights of Mistclaw, I love this one as well. It's like Wolverine. Target 1 of your banished the Phantom Knights monsters, add it to your hand. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack while this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Phantom Knight monster in your graveyard, special summon that monster, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster with the same original level as that monster, but banish it when it leaves the field. Phantom Knight Breaksword is an ultra, nice. And a number 86 Heroic Challenger Rob Romniad. This is nice to get a reprint. It did have a lot of hype. It might be a little bit different now that pendulums have changed up, but still very, very good. And then we've got one cloak. What? 1 cloak, 2 boots, 2 gloves. That was weird. Why is cloak down here? So we have 2 cloaks, 2 cloven helms, 2 fragile armors, 1 Armageddon Knight, Blue Mounted Butterfly. This is a nice reprint to get because this was doing a bit of play in some Goku versions, so it's nice that we got this as a reprint. Then we've got Rescue Ferret, that's a nice reprint. And again, Junk Forward, another nice reprint on this one. Kagamusha Knight, Cock-a-doo-doo-doo, so it's nice to get that as a reprint. A Fett Vader, Phantom Knights Rank Up, 2 of those. Phantom Knight Spear, 1 of those. Dark Hole, Y, we just got an Ultra in that one. 1 Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, Rhoda, Dark Eruption. Phantom Knights of Fogblade, nice reprint on that one. Phantom Knight Sword, 2 of those. 2 Wings, 2 Veil. This is a nice one to get. This one was being used in Gokis as well. Dark Gauntlets, Tomb Shield, Wrong Magnets, 2 of those. And then the extra deck. So we got 1 Fogblade, but everything else we've got 2s of. Huh? So we've got Cursed Javelin, sweet. Dark Rebellion XYZ, Dark Requiem XYZ, Evil Swarm Nightmare, Phantomus, Lavier, and of course the common Dante. So again, I really, really like the Phantom Knights. I think there's a lot of potential in Phantom Knights being played, especially with the BAs coming back around with it. It is a shame that they're still considered quite slow, but I think the Link Monster definitely gives them a lot more to play around with, especially with it being Dark Monsters. So if you can get, like, maybe even this in BA, if you can find a way of getting 3 Dark Monsters on the board, which can be quite easy, without them nuking themselves, going into him can be quite useful to help you get you into Dante's, but you do have to go a little bit further for him than you do, of course, going into Cherubini. So this is kind of like a staple or like a stopgap until we get Cherubini. So again, if we're rating the decks out of 5, I would definitely say Phantom Knights is 4 out of 5, in my opinion. I really, really like the look of all of these cards. I think the artworks of the new Link Monsters are stunning. I feel that the Nordics, in my opinion, just from the looks of it, is the more fun to play. I feel the Phantom Knights are the strongest to play. And I feel the Heroes lack the reprints. And what I don't get is the way that these have all been printed, it's as if they were going to be given to us as singles. Because there's 3 Monster Reborns amongst this lot. There's 2 Dark Holes that you don't need. Like they could have been easier, better reprints elsewhere. And I still can't believe, like, the biggest disappointment is Stratos is not in this deck. And Vion. They're the 2 cards that everyone's going crazy for, everyone's going to try and get hold of, and they didn't get reprinted in the one place that they should have been. Anyway, that's my little rant over. This is, of course, the box opening for the Legendary Hero decks. I definitely say pick them up because I believe each of these go for about £10 each on their own, sometimes, depending on where you buy them from. So paying 20 to 25 quid to get all 3 is definitely worth it because at the end of the day, if your friend wants Heroes and you want Nordics, you just swap your Hero deck for their Nordic deck, happy days, and then you'll get a little bit closer to what you need. But that is it for this opening. Do not worry, we will be bringing you profiles on all 3 of these, whether they be full power or budget, or we might just do a video which produces both of them, both a budget version and a full powered version, for you guys to have a look at and see how they work. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. What's up, YouTube? Thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit that like button. And of course, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button in the bottom left-hand corner and the notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. We've got more deck profiles, duels, pack openings, and many more Yu-Gi-Oh videos coming up for you all year round. So don't forget to stay tuned for all of that. Thanks, and as always, guys, happy dueling.